I want to ask you a question. I want you to really think about this. How much longer do you think you have to live? How many more days, weeks, months, or years do you think that you have left before your bell rings and it's over for you? Sad thing is, a lot of us have already reached the point to where our lives are nearly halfway over, or even further. And yet we're still focused on the same things that we've been doing since we were children. We've been following the footsteps and path of people who are trying to deceive us. Well, those days are numbered, and those days can be over for you if you hear me out and listen to what I have to say. I've created a course. It's not 100% complete, but I've created a course and set up a path for every single person on this entire planet to not only be who they want to be, but be who they should be. If you're somebody who's struggling financially, if you're somebody who's ever wanted to be a millionaire or a billionaire, you're somebody that wants to be healthy and happy and live the rest of your life doing the things that you enjoy, I advise you to listen up. I'm going to be doing things on social media. I'm going to be telling people certain things to do. And they can ignore my advice and do whatever they want to do. That's their choice. They have free will and they have the freedom to do as they please, or the freedom that they believe they have. But if they want an opportunity, because that's what this is, it's an opportunity to get anything that you want, listen up. Because the things that I say from now on are facts and important. And if you think that somebody's going to hold on and wait for you, you're sadly mistaken. The train is going to leave the station and you are going to be the only one sitting there looking like a dumbass. I'm going to give you some things that's going to help you get started, put you on the right path for where you need to be. A lot of you are not going to take my word for it. A lot of you are going to ask people in my family or my friends if this is how it is for validation. Well, I wouldn't tell my family or friends shit because my family or friends wouldn't give me a fucking penny if I was thirsty and hungry. So why the fuck would I give them any of my money or tell them how much I have or give them an opportunity to do anything they want to do for nothing? There was a time in my life where I wanted to just spoil everybody in my family because I felt like we deserved it. It was time. The days of us struggling and working hard and busting our ass for the next man, I felt were over. I was sadly mistaken that those days were not over. And that being said, class is in session. This is lesson 1 of the most life-changing event that you will ever be a part of. And if you think that I'm joking, you could turn off this video. You could get me off your social media. You could get me out of your fucking life. Because I ain't got time for people to backtalk me and dictate what they think is right or what they think is wrong. I don't care if people don't believe in the hustle or don't believe in the opportunity that they're given right now. Because if you don't believe it, that's your moral and, physical right to believe so. But I'm telling you right now that no one in this world cares about you as much as me. And I'm going to prove it to all of you. The people who follow me and the people who listen to what I say, are going to be the only people who are going to really understand what it's like to be really happy. And I don't mean happy like you got a little bit of money in the bank, you got food in your belly, your kids are doing all right, or you went to college, or whatever it may be that you consider happiness. I mean literally doing anything that you want. Buying that Lamborghini, going on a big yacht, hanging out at the beach, going on vacations and going to carnivals and eating good food and meeting nice people. If you want to be a part of that, then you're going to understand that getting that is going to take time and patience. And getting that is going to take listening to somebody who's been through it. I lost nearly every single person that I loved, family and friends, trying to make them rich. And now that I'm so filthy rich, all them people are going to have to pay me back. Otherwise, my time and my moments with them are over. And it's sad to say, but there's going to be family members that I'm going to drop today that I'll never talk to again. And I don't give a fuck. With the exception of my grandma Kathy, if you were one of those people that I was trying to reach out to and I was having trouble trying to figure out my message and you just kept telling me that I was wrong, then you're going to have to take this course and be a part of the long, hard, patient struggle to get the reward. And the reward is fairly undetermined right now. But you could create your own reward. That's the best part. Some people want money, some people want health, some people want their kids to go to college, some people want a nice house, some people want to be out of debt. Whatever it is that you really want the most out of life, I want you to really think about it right now. The most important thing to you, what do you want in this world? Now, what if I told you I could give it to you? Not me personally. What if I could make you realize that you had the answer and you could give yourself it? You probably think that I'm crazy, or you think that I'm fooling you or something is up, right? Well, why is it that some people are billionaires and other people are homeless? Why is it some people are geniuses and other people are dumbasses? We're all born the same way. A human with a brain with nothing but a chance and an opportunity to live our lives as good as we possibly can. And these people out there that think they know what they're talking about, people in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and a lot of my friends that are younger that haven't been exposed to the wealth that I've had, they're going to be like, nope, you don't know what you're talking about. This is not going to work. This is crazy. You're on drugs. Well, drugs are good sometimes for some people. And staying up late makes you think even harder. Nikola Tesla was one of the smartest men that ever lived. And he slept 3 hours a night for years. Most of his adult life. And it wasn't because he was on drugs. It's because he was so dedicated to his work that he didn't have time to sleep, because if he didn't do what he was doing, then the work would have never got done, and the things that we received from him would have never came true. And I'm not saying I'm Nikola Tesla or nothing like him, but this is a similar opportunity, and I'm giving every single person that I know the ability to feel what it's like to be like that. Feel what it's like to literally accomplish and conquer anything. Now, if you're ready to take the next step if you are listening and if you've watched this far of the video, then I appreciate you sitting down and taking the time and giving me the time of day, because most of you would have never done that before. But since you're still here, I'm going to give you the first lesson to my course. And this isn't a course to benefit me. This is not like you're going to receive a diploma at the end of this course. You dictate what happens at the end of this course. So the harder you work, the more beneficial it's going to be for you. The less you work, the less beneficial it's going to be. If you try to cheat and try to, whittle your way to the top, you're going to realize that you're going to fall really fast. The thing about being rich is you must first establish a stable and solid foundation. Think about it like this. If you're building a home, you just got to dig a little bit in the ground and you got to pour some cement and you got a foundation and you put the house up, correct? Well, think about if you're building a skyscraper that's going to touch the moon. How far would you have to dig into the dirt, into the earth, to make a stable platform that's going to last for the duration of that skyscraper, that's going to make it all the way to the moon? That's going to have to be a big hole with thousands of pounds of cement, hundreds of trucks filled with cement, and architects and construction, and so much effort just to build this foundation. And that's what this is. This is a foundation. Lesson 1 is the foundation. If you don't have a good foundation, you're not going to have good success. And what success means to me is totally different than what it means to you. So I'm not going to tell you what success means, because I don't know what success means. I know what it means to me, but I have no idea what you value success as. I have no idea if you even know what success means. But if you think you have an idea for success or what success is to you, then maybe you're ready to take this next step and start really understanding the science of becoming a smarter person, educating yourself to the next level and becoming more financially independent. When you go to school and you go to college and you work a career, you get a particular result and it's almost played out before you even attempt to start. You know what the results are. This is a different game. You're not going to know what you're going to get unless you pass the test. And the only one that's going to be able to give you your diploma in this course is yourself and God. So if you cheat yourself, if you cheat God, you will be punished, trust me. But not by me. I don't care if you don't spend 2 seconds paying attention to my course. I've already took the course. I've already completed the course. I've created the course. I don't need to take it. I'm not the one who's working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to pay my bills. I'm the one that can stop working right this second, never work another day in my life, and all my bills are paid. How many of you could really say that? I can buy my food and provide for my shelter and provide for my water for the rest of my entire life, and I can literally never leave my house again. There's maybe one other person in this entire state that could probably do that. It's a mindset. Being educated and using your brain is what creates your wealth and your happiness. If you don't think that's true, then you're not going to be doing well in this course, and you will most likely fail on the first day. So I advise you just to quit now, because that's what you are. You're a quitter, and you believe in failure. If you're ready to take the next step, I'm ready to tell you what you need to do. This is an educational course. This is the stuff they didn't teach you in school. This is the stuff your parents didn't teach you. This is the stuff that everyone should be taught, but no one is. This is the stuff that separates the 99.99999% from the other. It starts with education, knowledge, determination, and a dream. You must first establish a goal, whether it's money or happiness or health. Say you want a certain amount of money. If I was to ask you what you want in life more than anything else, you say money, right? Well, how much money? You must establish exactly how much. And I mean exactly how much. So if you don't know exactly how much that you want, then you don't know what you want exactly. And what I'm saying is you need to write down on a piece of paper that you want, for instance, $100 million by September 12th, 2014. Now, once you've done that, you've established a plan and created a goal with an end date. And now you have a reason to succeed and a reason to accomplish that goal by that date. If you're just working because you're doing it for money, money doesn't mean nothing if you don't know how much money you really need, or if you even know what money even is. And I'm going to tell you about what money really is and how your brain calculates how much money you make. But that's not for today. That's for a later date, and that's above and beyond your comprehension level right now. What is at your level and what is suitable for you right now is just being exposed to several different elements and a few different pieces of the puzzle that will get you started. But this is lesson one. There could be 100 or 1,000 lessons before you complete the goal. And you're not going to get paid a single penny for doing any of this. But you could have an infinite amount of results when you're done if you complete the course, if you pass. If you fail, you get nothing. If you succeed, you get whatever you want. So, are you willing to take a risk? Are you willing to take a chance? Life is about risk and reward. If you study the rich and you watch what rich people do, they take risk. They invest. They take chances. They jump on opportunities that are given to them. Well, if you had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, would you take it? Most of you wouldn't, to be honest. Most of you would make up an excuse that you don't have enough money, you don't have the time, this or that, and you would not jump on it. Well, you're going to get one, maybe two once-in-a-lifetime opportunities in your entire life. And whether or not you take them or not is up to you. But this is one of those times where those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities are going to be put right in front of your face. And if you don't have the commitment and the dedication to do what it takes, then you're never going to have the dedication and the commitment to do what it takes, because you can't go back on this stuff. No one's going to come back and wait on you and hope that you're going to be able to catch up, because you're not. The people who are going to be involved in this are going to be so far ahead that we're going to be moving so fast and so repetitively that if anyone tries to slow us down, they must be eliminated because they are toxic for the group as a whole. We are working together to benefit each other's lives, but if one person does not agree with the mission, if one person does not feel like this is going to be beneficial to them, if one person does not believe in their self, then they do not need to be a part of this course. This course is about creating successful brains that can do anything in this world. And I'm not talking about anything that's unrealistic or impossible. I'm talking about things that could literally happen to you, but you choose not to let them happen because you make decisions and you make choices that reflect on the outcome of where you're going and who you could become. When people are children, when you're born and you become a child, a lot of us have dreams and hopes and goals and expectations of the future. And once we get to the future, in our 20s or 30s, whatever it may be, we start to realize that all the things that we realized as a kid slowly fade away. And the things that are now important are work and taking care of your children, putting a roof over your head, stuff like that. Maybe you should go back to that time where you were a little kid, or that mindset, and think, maybe if I could think more like my 5-year-old self than my 50-year-old self, I wouldn't be so stubborn, and maybe this would work for me. Because this is one of those things, like, I have to keep reiterating, that people are going to think that it's a failure no matter what. People are going to think it's not going to work, it's not for them, it's impossible to solve everyone's problems. Well, it is. But I'm not solving your problems. You're realizing that you have the solution to all your problems. I'm giving you the gatekeeper to be able to solve your problems. But it's not something that happens overnight. It's just like a viral video. If you're trying to create a viral video, like if you literally intend on creating a viral video, you cannot do it. Not overnight. If you can make 1,000 videos and maybe one of your videos will be nearly viral. But it's going to take that 1,000 videos. You're going to have to learn how to develop your videos better. You're going to have to learn how to, create text that's more attention grabbing and more beneficial. You're going to have to learn how to edit, and you're going to have to learn how to do lighting and, sound equipment and all this different stuff that's part of the puzzle. You can't just put a video out on your smartphone and it's going to go viral. That's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how good the video is. And that's just like this. No matter how much you think that you could alleviate the process and just jump ahead and do something that's, beside the actual path of where we're going, you're going to get confused, you're going to get lost, and you're going to fail. And I'm telling you right now, as of right now, every single person listening to this is a failure. Your life is a failure, everything that you've done is a failure, and your future is a failure. Because you don't know what success is really like. You don't know what happiness is really like. You haven't unlocked the power of your brain just yet. You don't even know that your brain can have power. Well, it can. If you believe in that you're having dreams, or that you've had a dream before, then you must believe that those dreams could come true. And if you don't believe those dreams could come true, then please turn off this video, quit taking my course right now. I'm trying to eliminate as many people as I possibly can in lesson 1, so I don't have no haters or no stragglers, because once we start moving, we're going to start moving. And every single person that I might deflect in the beginning who's a doubter, a hater, a disbeliever, I want them gone and eliminated as fast as possible. So say you came up with the idea that you want to make $10 million by next June 3rd, right? But then all of a sudden you get a negative idea and you're like, oh, that's impossible. You start, doubting your capabilities. You start talking to people and they're doubting your capabilities and telling you that the process is not going to work. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to fail, and you're going to disbelieve in the process and the objective as a whole, and it's not going to work for you, and you're not going to be able to unlock the things that you need to do, and you're not going to be able to achieve what you're trying to achieve. This is some stuff that like only God could literally tell you how it works, because he's the only person that could literally make this have any sense. This is above and beyond normal human comprehension. This is above and beyond anything and everything that you've ever been a part of. You think you know what I'm talking about. You have no fucking idea. This is going to be the most life-changing event that occurs in your life. And it's going to be taught to you by a 29-year-old student who is in poverty at one point in his life, struggling with student loan debt, and has nothing to his name but a bicycle and a house, which is technically an apartment that's rented. That's the education that you're going to receive. And you're going to doubt that. You're going to doubt that somebody like me can give you something so valuable. And how does somebody like me have so much money, but they're not out there racing Lamborghinis and buying mansions? How can I be so calm and collective and have millions and billions of dollars? That's part of the process. That's something that you could learn from this course. I'm not saying that you're going to. I'm not saying that you're going to learn anything from this course. You might just learn that we are on a different level than you, and that's it. I'm done preaching to you. I'm done trying to kick people out of my course. I hope that I've kicked enough people out. I hope that there's at least one person left standing. Because for that one person, your whole life is about to change. And if you believe in miracles, just hold on tight, because keep that thought of the belief of a miracle could come true, and the belief of a miracle could come true for you. And I assure you, we're going to figure it out, and it's going to come a reality in your life. We're going to show you what a miracle is, and we're going to show you that dreams can come true, that anything you set your mind to is possible, and that any amount of money, any amount of level of success, anything that you really think that you can do and you put your mind to, you can accomplish. I'm not saying if you have terminal cancer that I'm going to be able to cure your disease and fix your life. That's kind of a little bit different than what I'm going through, and that's above and beyond anyone's ability. This is something that is more realistic and approachable. This is something that can make you retire earlier, make you a certain amount of fortune. This is something that can make you healthier, happier, more determined. This is something that has so many benefits that it's impossible for me to list them all. But if you don't complete the mission, and if you fail, the negativity and the downside and all the trauma that you face from failing could literally take your life away. So be aware of what you're jumping into, because this could either kill you or make you the happiest, best, most productive, beneficial, and exciting person that you've ever been. So here we go. I hope there's one person left. If there's not, I'm very excited, because I don't even have to make any more videos or continue this course. I can go to a different country every single day or every single month and buy a castle and burn it to the ground before I leave. And I can burn hundreds of pallets of $100 bills every single day on social media and make fun of all of you. I'm not going to do that, but I should. So if anybody is laughing, if anybody's still watching, here we go. I got some books for you that you need to read that are the absolute fundamental foundation of this journey and this path and this course. First book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Very, very powerful book. I want you to read it at minimum one time. I'd like you to read it 4 to 5 times. And the reason is because you're not going to understand it the first time, 100%. Even if you read it slow and you read the pages twice, you probably won't get the whole message the first time. The second book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And these books are it's late, are on audiobook. They're at the public library. They're on Amazon. So don't make up an excuse. Excuses are for quitters and failure. If you have an excuse for why you can't do something in this course, then you might as well just give up and quit right then and there. Like if you have an excuse that you have to work, or that you have to take care of your kids, or that you have to help your buddy, or you are sick today, then you might as well quit right now. If you're going to pull some shit like that, whether or not it's day 1 or day 100 or day 1000, whatever it is, if you are going to pull some shit like that, you might as well give up and quit right now. I got no time for people who can't do things that are beneficial for themselves and that are going to make their lives better. This is something that I know will make your life better. You just have to be patient, and you have to believe in the process, and you have to be a dedicated, committed follower and believer. Because if you don't believe in this as much as I believe in it, and as much as I believe in you, then you're not going to be like me, and you're not going to be like the person you want to be. And I'm really sorry that I keep putting this negativity on you and trying to break you, but that's what it comes down to, is breaking you. I need to break you down to your lowest point, to where you literally feel like you want to commit suicide, and then build you back up. And that's why this is such a hard and challenging obstacle, because some people may die from this because they can't take the pressure. And that's fine with me. I don't care if 100 people die. If I benefit 2 people's lives that benefit 100 people's life in the future, then it's all worth it to me. And that's what this kind of course creates, is leaders and influencers to the community, to their family, and to the descendants of all mankind, to their children, to their grandchildren, to their great-grandchildren. You learn this properly. It's not something that you just are able to learn. It's something that you could recreate and teach all those people. If you want, you could even sell this course and do exactly what I'm doing and create it in your own way and sell the course for crazy amounts of money. I don't want no money for this. I have so much money. I have semis full of $100 bills that I'm ready to burn. I do not need any money. But out here right now, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll take it. Fuck no, you ain't getting shit. You know what I mean? You got to create whatever you decide or you want to have. I just happen to have so fucking much that I just got lucky. And that could be you too. And I'm talking with confidence about that. And I've been saying I'm a millionaire for 2 years. You know what I mean? And not one person believed me. And I don't care if anybody believes me or not. Now, millionaire ain't shit to me. $1 million is something that I would put in a slot machine and pull the thing. And if I lost it all, screw it. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. I can recreate it tomorrow. Literally. I could spend $1 million every single day and recreate $1 million by the following night. That's the kind of things that this can do for you. And this was all about money to me at first. And it's all about money to you too right now, probably. But remember that right from the beginning of this course, I'm going to tell you that if you're doing this for the money, you're not going to succeed. And that's the truth. And you really have to give up the ability to perceive that money is the optimal goal, because it's not. I'm going to tell you the end game right now, and you're not going to realize it. You're not going to realize it till way later, and I'm going to say it 100 times during this course. Time is the valuable asset, not money. Time is the valuable asset, not money. The amount of time that you live is the most valuable thing that you have. Money is nothing compared to the amount of time that you spend on this earth. That being said, we'll get to the next book, The Science of Getting Rich. I haven't read this book in a while, but let me see. I forgot who, Wallace Waddles. It's kind of a odd name, but I did read this book before on this actual app, so I know it's a good book. Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm reading again. I'm actually reading the hard book cover. Think and Grow Rich, I'm waiting for the library to have it sent back to me. So these are books that you're going to read for the rest of your life. One of the smartest men that I've ever met in my entire life, or been influenced by, the absolute smartest. Um, his name is Bob Proctor. He was given Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill like 57 years ago, and he's literally kept it by his side, and he reads the book every single day. He doesn't read the whole book every day, but he literally continues to read the book every single day of his life. And this man's motive and obligation and his big thing that he claims that he can do is he can make anyone become or do anything. And that is very optimistic thinking. You could check him out. I want you to follow him as well. That is another piece of this puzzle. Is I want you to follow Bob Proctor on YouTube, and I want you to take his seminars or his webinars if you're able to. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they cost money, but whatever you can afford and whatever you can jump into, it'll be more beneficial the more you consume of his content, his data, because he is one of the most intelligent men that will ever live. He spent 57 years specifically on single-handedly creating wealth simply by the brain, nothing else, not by labor, not by working for an employer, simply by using his brain to create wealth. He is like a scientist, a mad scientist of creating money just by using his brain, and that's what like his specialty is. And he is one of those guys that like he helps people cure their addictions. He helps people become more financially stable. He'll turn your yearly income into a monthly income. I mean, he does a bunch of stuff, and you could watch him. Bob Proctor is the name. Check him out on social media, and so check him out on YouTube primarily. But if you can be a part of what he's got to say, I assure you that he's got some power to put in your life. He's also going to influence you about the law of attraction. You may have heard about this, you may have not. You may believe it's bullshit, but he's going to discuss the law of attraction. He's going to discuss how real and how powerful it is. And I want you to take his word for it. He knows what he's talking about. And I want you to at least believe in the law of attraction, or attempt to believe in it right now. The law of attraction states that if you think something or you believe something, it will occur. So if I think something negative, and something negative will happen. If I think something positive will happen, essentially. And that's one of the things that you're going to have to deal with and accept with this course, that the law of attraction is real if you let it be real. If you think it's fake and you allow it to be fake, then it will be fake. But if you really give it the credit that it deserves, then it's going to give you the things that you deserve. So remember, the law of attraction, Bob Proctor, and study, 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 reflect, 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 take lots of notes, take webinars, sign up for webinars. I was also going to be an affiliate marketer for Bob Proctor. I was going to sell his courses and get an incentive for selling his courses, but I missed one of my webinars because you had to take 4 webinars of his to become an affiliate marketer of his product and be able to sell his courses to other people. And I missed one of my webinars on my phone, so I wasn't able to be an affiliate marketer for him. And that really sucks for me because he's just a phenomenal man, and he could have just made my life so much easier just by doing that. But I happened to miss the course, and it really affected me because I knew that I was missing a lot of powerful content that I probably needed to hear. Everything that he says is essential to what you are going to go through, and he knows what you're going through, and he knows how you think. So you need to listen and understand that Bob Proctor knows your brain better than you do. That may sound odd, but it's true. He could talk to you for 5 minutes and literally know more about you than you know about yourself. And it's that crazy. It's that powerful. I'm not like that by no means. I can't just read people like that or get into people's brain like that or nothing. I'm not saying I'm none of that. This man, if you want to believe in some powerful brain, this is the one. This guy is it. And he's old too, so you have a limited amount of time to do this. If somebody sees this video later on, they might be shit out of luck because he might be dead. So you might just have his old YouTube videos, and that's it. See, people are starting to blow me up now because they're starting to realize what I've created throughout multiple and diverse separate social media accounts. I've been slowly exposing that I'm rich for the past 2 years, and now I proved it. So now everybody wants to be friends, and they want to be my buddy, and they want loans, and they want to go on vacation, and they want this, or they want that, or they want help. Fuck them. If they want to take my course, they sign up for my social media, or they become a member of my social media, and they get these videos, and they do what they're told. Otherwise, they don't get shit. I'm not going to give my best friend $1. I'm not going to give my son $1. I'm not going to give my dad $1. That's how it is. No one is getting a single thing from me. This isn't about me giving anybody anything. This is about you giving yourself the ability to have what you want. And what you want is different than what I want. But what I wanted was money, and I got it. But to be honest, it took me to realize that money wasn't what was going to make me happy. It was the things that I was going to do with my money that was going to make me happy. So let me tell you the next thing that I want you to do. This book, I haven't read yet. I'll be honest with you, but or whatever this is, I'm not sure what this is. Let's see. Check it out with you. I'm gonna join in on this one as well. This is how to win friends and how to be more inspirational, like some daily stuff. It might not be the greatest thing. Let's check her out. But from what yeah, how to influence people. See, that's what this is about a lot, is influencing others, and making yourself better, obviously, essentially. But once you make yourself better, the only thing that you can do after you made yourself your optimal self is to give back and make somebody else or help somebody else or guide somebody else on a path that's better than what they're on right now. So this particular app is going to be discussing, how to um, be more connected to people and influence others and hear where they're coming from. So you can check it out. I believe it's a course or something, but that isn't a essential piece of this puzzle. This is just something that I threw in that I felt like maybe helpful. So another one that I haven't done yet. So there's two pieces that I haven't done, but I'm throwing extra things out there to give you more than you need, because what I had was little bit by little bit, but you know, like these books, for instance, I kept hearing, like, I developed, or the way I started it was I established a millionaire mentor. Like, I heard about getting a millionaire mentor and somebody to advise me to become a millionaire, because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be a millionaire more than anything, right? So I found millionaires all over the internet. I basically Googled and researched every millionaire that there was, and I started emailing them and trying to seek out to them through social media and any way that I possibly could, and ask any of them for a shot. And they basically all turned me down and said no. So I had to use their YouTube channels and stuff to get um, free content from them, and I just started following from there. And then eventually I found some great mentors, and now I'm good friends with them. So I made some great connections from it. But what happened was is they kept referencing these same books, like the smartest, best people that I found to be mentors to me. Like, and what my thing was is I picked the smartest and the richest people alive, like, because I figured the smartest people become the richest people. There's a correlation between the smartest people that live and the richest people that live. The way that your brain works, there's a similarity between being smart, like a genius smart, and being rich. Like, you're not going to be rich if you're not, like, smart in a certain way. And it might not be like book smart that you're used to, but it's smart. It's an intelligence that is different and unique to um creating your dreams and establishing your mindset thoroughly. Like, in my YouTube channel is um, fundamentally, it was based on mindset, mentality, and perspective. And that's a lot about what this course is about, is a mindset, mentality, and perspective. I've kind of changed direction on my YouTube channel several times, but I really don't care about the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is literally just practice for me, and it's like self-talk for me to do certain things. So I'll tell myself about a particular business venture, and then later on I'll jump into it and I'll start that business. Or I'll tell myself to do this, and I'll come back later on and do it. Or it's just like little notes for myself that I leave, or little memos for Briar, and they're not necessarily intended for anybody but me and him. And I make him out to be like, oh, I'm trying to get all this following and attention from. I'm not trying to get no damn following on my YouTube channel. I don't care if I have 2 subscribers forever. You know what I mean? Like, them videos are beneficial to me, and that's all that matters. But the thing that I was focusing on in those videos was perspective, mindset, and mentality. That's going to be an essential thing for you to study and be familiar with in this course if you want to be successful. So this is an app that I found that I think is going to help. It's called How to Get Anything That You Want. It's about developing powers with your mind, and utilizing how your brain can create the things that you truly desire. It's not somebody giving you something or somebody handing you something like you think. You want to win the lottery, or you want um your son or your buddy to fucking get a good ass job, and then you want him to like hook you up with the same company or something. That's not how this works. Like, this is about you figuring out what you really want, and then how the hell can you get it. And there's lots of ways to do this, but this is the most sustainable and proven method that I can create for somebody else that hasn't been through what I've been through. I had to go to the psych ward 3 times because of this process. So just be aware, like I said, this can kill you. It almost killed me, and I'm very thankful that it didn't, but it can kill people. And that's why I'm very skeptical about letting people who are doubters and haters. That's why I'm trying to throw people who aren't going to listen to what I say under the bus immediately. Because if you don't have the dedication and the willingness to succeed, and the drive, and the heart for this, then you shouldn't be a part of this course. Because you can go to the psych ward, you can die, you can fail, and you could also work for a year or two and get absolutely nothing. So just remember that you have to be aware of the consequences and the repercussions of your actions. There could be things that occur that are out of your reach, and if you don't do things in a particular manner, then you're going to get some bad experiences. And that's one of the things about, like, say you want to be rich. The rich people, the reason they're rich is because they do particular things in a particular manner. That's the reason you're not rich, is because you don't do particular things in a particular manner. There's a whole book I read literally that's based on that whole concept. That's the whole reason rich people are rich, seriously, is they do particular things in a particular manner. You want to be rich? Find the richest people in the world, find people who are rich, find people that have the job that you want, and just study exactly what they do, ask them for help, and you could be just like them. But are you going to do that? Probably not. And that's you see what I'm saying? I'm giving you the answers right away, and you're not going to believe them. And I'm trying to make some skepticism occur in the beginning of this, in this first lesson, because I want people to quit. I want people to be like, this is too much for me. He's talking above and beyond me, and he's not making any sense. I want those people to be like, I gotta go. I want you to clock out. I want you to get the fuck out of my course. So the next thing I got, this is the Billionaire Mindset course. Like I said, mindset, mentality, and perspective. Billionaire Mindset course. If you want your fucking money, this is the kind of thing that you have to do. You have to establish the mindset of somebody who has the kind of money that you want. You want to be a millionaire? You must establish the mindset of somebody who's a millionaire. You want to make $100,000? You must establish the mindset of $100,000. If you're making $30,000 or $50,000 a year, or even $100,000 a year, and you're complaining that you don't have $1,000,000, it's because you're not worth $1,000,000. You're not creating something that's valuable, or something that's worth that $1,000,000 mark. You are setting yourself short, and you're not putting yourself above the bar by doing what somebody else is doing for $1 million. If you want $1 million, find somebody who's made $1 million and just copy exactly what they did. And they might not give you word for word answers, but if you give them $50,000 or you give them $10,000, I'm sure that they change their mind a little bit. And $50,000 to become a millionaire is pretty damn cheap. So keep that in mind. This is a good course. This is a good book. I want you to read it. I want you to study it, and I want you to be aware of the mindset is power. Mindset, mentality, and perspective is power when it comes to creating wealth and creating opportunities in your life. If you don't think that you have the mindset or the perspective or the mentality for this course or the ability to create, say, infinite wealth, then you're not really ready for this course just yet, and you're probably never going to be ready for this course. You must think like you can create any amount of wealth. So if you're seeking money, like a lot of you are seeking money in this course, you're going to be like, I want, X amount of dollars, blah, blah, blah. Your biggest thing is you're going to keep focusing on money. And that is going to literally just set you back so far that it's ridiculous. I got a couple more things. I don't know how long this screen record is going to work, so I want to hurry up before it kicks me off and I get cut off. So I want you, this right here, this audiobooks. These are free audiobooks. I haven't gone through them yet, but I'm not even necessarily telling you to use this app, for instance. What I'm telling you is to be more familiar with books. The richest people and the most successful people are very adamant readers. There's not very many people who are very successful that just watch TV all day and play video games or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? The most educated and wealthy people, hands down, are adamant readers. Like Warren Buffett, for instance, he reads every single day. Bill Gates, every single day. Like these people read, Bob Proctor, every single day. You know what I mean? And these people realize the power of books, and they realize that there's people out there who are geniuses that really didn't have a way to portray their message to people in the past or even right now. So what they do is they write what they can down on paper and they hope to pass on the note. That's what I'm doing with this. I'm an artist and I want to be a writer as well. And I might be a writer someday. I probably will be a writer. I've already started writing 3 books, and I've been writing them for about 6 months now. So I'm almost in completion with some of them. But the most successful people read books. So if you want to be part of the most successful, then you must be reading books. If you don't like books, if you don't want to be a part of books, that's fine. But that's just going to make you lose out more than you think. And that's the reason I put down audiobooks as the app, because there is audiobooks and there is audio of most books on YouTube. So if you're not a reader, start out by listening to the book and over replaying it multiple times until it's stuck in your brain. If you have to, listen to the book 5 times. I'd recommend listening to the audiobook while you're paying attention to the real book, though, the physical book. Have the hard copy in your hand and listen to the audiobook and go through it. And if you don't like to read, just move your finger along with the words and your brain will start to pick it up, and your brain will start to work faster, and you become a better reader just by doing that. I didn't like to read at all, and I can never remember anything that I ever read before when I was a kid. I have an assignment, and they tell me to read this chapter or this page or whatever it was, and by the time I was done with the page or the chapter, I would literally have no idea what I read, and I couldn't comprehend it for shit, and I never understood why. And it's because I didn't care, and I wasn't committed to it, and I wasn't dedicated or excited about the task at hand. So that's one of those things. You must be willing to adapt and change. When you want to be wealthy and you want to have those extra things, that Lamborghini, that mansion, that $1 million, the reason you don't have those things is because you live in what's called a bubble. And in that bubble, that's your comfort zone. If you want to get the things that you don't have, you must go outside your comfort zone. So, for instance, if you don't like reading books, you must start reading books because it's something that makes you uncomfortable and it's something that challenges your brain from the norm, and it's going to make you a better person, a better man, a better leader, a better influencer, a better mother, whatever it may be. You're going to make yourself better by doing things that you don't necessarily like to do, but you know are beneficial. There's a lot of things that you know you should be doing, but you're not doing. Like your house is dirty, but you kind of want to go have a beer because you just got off of work and you're tired, and your buddies are all going out, but you should be cleaning your house, or you um, got so many tasks to complete, but screw it, you can get it done tomorrow. That's that mentality people have, and that's what screws them over. So keep that in mind. Also, the last thing I got for you for this video, and I really want to make this a powerful piece too, is this is a vocabulary builder, and I'm not sure what this entails, but essentially what I'm trying to have you do is expand your vocabulary. Most people are only familiar with approximately 5,000 words. There's over 1 million words in the English dictionary, and most people are only familiar with 5,000 words. So out of 1 million words, most people only are familiar with 5,000. That is a very, very small percentage. So that means most people are not even aware of the things that are available to them, are aware of how to talk to, you know, people who are educated and knowledgeable. You know what I mean? If you only know 5,000 words, and you can only 5,000 out of 1 million, I don't know what the percentage rate on that is, but it's probably less than a percent. And that's not good. You should be able to at least know a large percentage of your spoken language vocabulary. I mean, if you speak Spanish, then you should know, the majority of the Spanish words, are at least 50%. And I don't even know nearly 50% of our words yet. But I know more than 5,000, and it's because I've been educating myself, making myself know more than 5,000. When I learn a word, I reiterate that word on a continual basis, so it's stuck in my head. So if I learn a big word, I try to say that big word 5, 10 times during the day, or I'll bring up the word and what that word means to every single person I talk to for like X amount of time, so like I never forget it. And that's what I want you to do, is expand your vocabulary. If you expand your vocabulary, you expand your mindset, you expand your ability to retain information, and you have an easier opportunity to learn things that are above and beyond your comprehension level currently. Your comprehension level right now, say it's a 0, and that's unfortunate, but that's what is called 0. We are trying to make your mind or your comprehension level 100. So we have to really do some things that twist and turn and bend your brain to that next level, because the stuff that you're going to be learning in this course is very, very challenging and is not for everybody. That's why I try to kick a lot of people out of my course right from the very first video, right from the first 5 seconds of the video, because I literally don't want people to get into this half-assed. I don't want people to get hurt. I don't want people to end up in the psych ward, and I don't want people to die. I want people to live their dreams. I want people to accomplish their goals. But in doing that stuff, you must do the things that make you uncomfortable and break you. And that's literally what I'm attempting to do, and that's what this course is essentially does. I'm not the one who created this exact course. I've created my own version of the course, but there's a higher power that's created this course, and I'm just kind of following their footsteps of what I've been mentored by. Because my mentors all had the same kind of higher power that mentored them with the course, and they all got bits and pieces of the course, and they gave me their bits and pieces, and I'm putting as many of those pieces together as I can, and I'm trying to give them back to you. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a genius in this field, but I know where I've been and how I got to where I'm at, and why I'm not there no more. I went from collecting cans with my uncle to being able to sell factories and tech companies to extremely wealthy people within one day. So that just shows you. I mean, like, I can literally sell luxury vehicles, extravagant homes, businesses, that kind of stuff. And a day before, I was collecting pop cans with my uncle, who's homeless. So that just shows you the power and the change that could drastically occur in your life if you do this and you have the right mindset, mentality, and perspective, and you really dedicate yourself. That's the rewards that you could get. You know what I mean? You could go from literally $0 to, let me tell you, infinite dollars, infinite money, infinite money. I've been using the hashtag infinite money for the last 2 weeks because I knew this was coming. So I've just been saying infinite money, and people are looking at me acting like I'm crazy. But in my head, I know it's infinite money because what is infinite money? Is money that, yeah, it's money that's everlasting. It'd fill the whole world, right? But what are you gonna do with that much money? You ain't got no room for that much money. It's too heavy. It's too big. It's too bulky. You're never gonna have enough time to spend it. So really, infinite money is just the amount of money that you'll spend during the duration of your life. So I already have infinite money. So that's why I say infinite money, because I have infinite money. But what people don't realize is that infinite money is not what they think it is. They perceive it to be something different. But what it really is just the amount of money that you can spend during your lifetime doing the things that you want to do. And I don't want to do a lot. I want to educate people, and I want to be a good person, and I want to get back in my son's life because I'm really like missing not being a part of his life. I loved more than anything being a family with him and his mother, and just raising him, and being part of the day to day, seeing him every day, being able to hug him and give him a kiss every night before he went to bed. Like, that was my world. And me and her unfortunately separated, and now he lives in a different state even. So this entire time I've been trying to create wealth for him, and I wasn't even worried about myself. It was always about him. I was trying to put him on a pedestal before I died. So I was always like establishing a loophole, like, hey, if I die, make sure my son gets my money, or if I die, make sure he gets this. And I kept, trying to put him up on this platform, like, if I die, just make sure he gets his check. Well, if I die, I mean, and he gets a check, yeah, he gets some money, but who's to say that's gonna be worth it? He don't want no money. He wants his dad, and he wants, what I have to give him in this world, and that's knowledge, and what's been handed down to me. Because what you're supposed to do to your children is pass down the knowledge that you've been given. And most of you out there have only been given the information that your employer has told you, that your school has told you, and that your parents have previously told you. The information that I'm giving my son is information that I know is powerful, I know is beneficial, and I went above and beyond and out of my way to go find that information and study it and learn it and be very familiar with it and be literally a guru in those fields, just so I can teach my son those skills, so then he can be more educated and wise and have sophisticated intelligence rather than a substantial amount of money. I'd rather give my son the ability to create $1 billion than give him $1 billion. So if I died, I wouldn't want to put $1 billion in the will. Like, when I die, I'm going to have probably a couple $100 trillion, and I'm either going to burn it or I'm going to donate it to charity and end world hunger. But I'm not going to give it to my son. I'm not even going to give him a house or pay for his education or buy him a car or any of that. I'm building courses and stuff and videos for my son just as well. He's 10 years old right now. So in 8 years, just think about how good this course is right now. Imagine how developed it'll be in 8 more years. As long as I'm still alive and breathing and I'm still healthy, this course is going to be phenomenal by the time he actually needs it. So I'm going to be able to speak to him from the grave, regardless of what age he decides to take this course. And I'm not saying he's going to take this course, but he's going to get to a point in his life where he's going to end up having to make a decision whether he wants to be a worker and go to school, or if he wants to come and hang out and do what dad did. And if dad's a millionaire and if dad's a billionaire, he's going to want to come where I'm at. You know what I mean? He's not going to want to work at McDonald's when I'm making billions of dollars every single day. So I'm trying to be able to teach him how to do what I did, because nobody taught me, and no one's going to teach him unless it's me. I have to go do what's right for my son, and the only thing that I can do beneficial for my son while he's in another state and he's 10 years old is I can educate myself and make him able to learn the information that I've learned. So I teach myself the most in accelerated courses and the things that are involved in various categories. I'm one of those people who knows a lot about, or a lot of things about a little, or a little bit about a lot of things. That's how you put it. And so I'm not like a scientist or a doctor in one field. I just know so many things about various topics that, the way that the combination occurs, it just locked me in and it put me down for the goal. Like, literally, when I first started this journey and I had this dream, I was forcing myself to believe that I was a millionaire because I heard that the law of attraction, if you think something, then it'll come true. And that is true, but you have to believe that and you have to make that your reality. You're not going to understand that right now. So what I did is I'm like, well, I want to be a millionaire. I'm just going to tell myself I'm a millionaire until I become one. So I was just going crazy, like, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. Like, I repeat it to myself 21 times a day for weeks and months at a time. If you repeat something 21 times, it's instilled in your brain forever. So I'd repeat it to myself 21 times, maybe 21 times an hour. I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. And like, I literally went, that's what sent me to the psych ward the first time, is that I went crazy projecting myself into what potentially could be the future. It wasn't the future, but it could potentially be the future of being a millionaire, having that status and level in that hierarchy of being a millionaire, because I told my brain and made my brain believe that I was a millionaire. So that's what I told everybody. And when people wanted to see the money and people wanted the results and people doubted me, they sent me to the psych ward. They thought I was on drugs and they thought I was losing my mind. I was going insane. No, I was just thinking outside the box and I was reprogramming my brain using my own voice. And that's something that I've done the other day and I want to teach other people how to do also before I go. You can influence and reprogram your brain by talking to yourself with self-talk and replaying it over and over again into your brain. So if you give yourself a daily task list and you set goals for yourself and you tell yourself how to accomplish things and you know, tell yourself that you're doing great, that you need to do this today, you need to do that, you need to make sure that you have this accomplished by this date. And if you literally listen to the audio or the video of that quality of that content, 21 times a day, then you're going to remember it forever. And if you do it, 21 times a day, multiple times, you're going to remember it even faster, even longer. It'll be in your head forever no matter what, but you'll be able to recall it that much faster the more times you hear it. So it's only beneficial to, you know, keep playing it and keep telling yourself, like, say you make a video and you say, you're going to have $1 million by in 365 days. And I pick a date or whatever. And then I make a video and I say that, right? And I play that video to myself 21 times a day. Or I say, you got to exercise every single day. So I wake up, I play my video, you got to exercise every single day. You got to exercise every single day. You got to exercise every single day. You got to drink water every single day. You know what I mean? Just things that are beneficial and useful for my life. And I would just keep programming that in my head. But the person who was telling me to do that stuff was myself. It was a recording that I made on either a YouTube video or some other form of audio recording or video recording, and I would just play that to myself, and I'd be by myself when I'd record it, and I'd be by myself when I'd hear it, and I'd make sure that I'd hear it at least 21 times a day or in a duration, so I'd be able to make sure that it was instilled in my brain that much further. You can literally hear it 21 days in a row, and that's what the essential idea was for the 21 day or 21 rule. But what I did with the 21 rules is I started doing the 21 rule each and every day. And that makes it way more powerful. Because there's a rule of 21. You may figure that out and you may hear about it during your journey like I did. But people will tell you it's 21 days. Like, you do something for 21 days, you create a new habit. Well, I know people who were in prison and off drugs for 10 years and got out of prison and now they're fucking hooked on drugs like they were never locked up. So that's not necessarily the case. It's how you reprogram your brain to make yourself not make those decisions again or make better decisions when the opportunity comes up. So that's what it is. I know I've been talking a little fast. I had very much a lot to say, but this is a very, very articulate and impeccable course for only the elite. This is an elite course for the richest and most wealthy and brilliant minds of the entire globe. This isn't something that's just going to be impacting my community. This is something that is going to be taught to the entire world. And right now I'm already in 40 different countries. So this video could reach 40 different countries by tomorrow. So that's what I'm trying to say. I have a lot to do. I have a lot to say. And I'm hoping to be in those different countries helping these people in person, giving seminars in the next 5 years. So if I don't accelerate the pace, and if I don't keep doing what I'm doing and stay healthy and keep moving, then my goals and my dreams are going to be ended where they're at. Yeah, it's nice to be a millionaire and a billionaire, but I feel like my purpose isn't to do that. My purpose is like, now it's above and beyond. I just want to tell everybody, the whole world, like what I've learned, and I want them to be as educated and familiar with the information that I have as I am. And I feel like I'm the one that has been given this task. I've been handed the torch Bob Proctor is, like I said, in his 90s, I believe, and he is the best at it, the absolute best. And he mentored me and kind of handed me the torch. And I'm not saying I'm the only one that's doing this. There may be hundreds or maybe even millions of us doing this. But I know I'm the only one in my city, in my state, on my Facebook page doing this, and my family doing this. So even if it just benefits those people around me, or if it only benefits my son, then it's definitely worth it. If this video alone is seen in my son, it's definitely worth it. This video alone could change my son's entire life if he listens to what I say in this video. Every single thing I say is the most important thing in his life if he makes it. You hear that, Briar? And this video is for everybody, but this video is primarily for my son. I care about my son more than I care about anybody else but myself. Myself is the most important, and then my son. And nobody else will ever even come close. So, I hope y'all got the gist of lesson 1. The other lessons are going to be a little bit slowed down, and the momentum may not be as fierce and as fast, but I wanted to give you an example of what this course could entail. It could be literally me speaking that fast, or me giving you information and content as rapid as I did, and your brain is going to have to be able to comprehend those things that fast and be able to articulate decisions and opinions at a drop of a second. And if you can't do that stuff, then you're not going to be able to be successful. And I know you're not able to comprehend everything this first time. You may have to watch this video 30, 40, 50, 100 times to understand every single thing that I said and really understand what I was trying to get at. Because I left you a lot of clues, and I left you a lot of end results that could totally skip months and months off the duration of this course. But if you don't understand it, and if you don't really accept it, then you're not going to be granted, the gift of, accelerating ahead. I'm trying to make this an accelerated course. This is a course that took me, I believe, 3 years, to be honest, and I'm going to try to teach it in 2. But for the extreme accelerated learners, they may be able to do it in 1. I'm hoping that some people can catch it in 1. Being optimistic about the 2 years, but I know that this is possible and this is doable, and I will establish and develop a team, but I need to create a team that's reliable, committed, and who's willing to benefit the future of mankind and the people of mankind just as much as me, because I don't need somebody who is in this for the money, because if somebody's in it for the money, then they're not in it for the same thing I'm in it for, and we're not going to be good partners, and there's no purpose to me letting them become part of my business. I could make them a billionaire by tomorrow, but what's the purpose if they're just going to spend all the money and do a bunch of drugs and drive fast cars and crash their car, or die doing this or that? You know what I mean? They overwhelm themselves and kill themselves, or they don't benefit the amount of people that they can benefit with the opportunity they've been given. Then it'll be wasted, and that person was not even worth bringing into my circle. For me to be a partner with somebody, it's going to take nearly a year or 2 of straight dedication and hard work every day for free between the 2 of us. Yeah, I might be making billions or trillions of dollars at that point in time, but that don't mean that they're going to receive a penny. I have to be able to trust this person with my life, and my life is worth infinite money. You know what I mean? So you got to think about that. My son's life is worth infinite money. So they have to be able to prove that they're worth more than infinite money to both of us. And if they're not worth more than infinite money, then they're not part of our team, and they're not going to be a good partner for me. So anybody that's out there that thinks they can accept the challenge to take this course, or potentially be a partner, or a public speaker, or somebody who hosts webinars and seminars of this exact information that I'm giving you, I would love for you to join the team. I would love for you to be a part of this. I would love for you to be a billionaire in the next couple of years. And I would love for you to accomplish all your hopes and all your dreams and be as happy and healthy and as wealthy as absolutely possible. But I want you to know that this has a little bit to do with faith. This has a lot to do with spirit and drive. If you don't have those, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to pass. You're not going to even probably make it to lesson 2 or 3. Some of you are going to quit right from this first video. Some of you may have already quit. And I'm very, very blessed that you have, because this is a very rough journey. And if you're not in the right state of mind, then you may never be. And there's only certain people and certain minds in this world that can do this. There's a reason that the majority of the people think a certain way, and only a few people get this stuff. It's because only a few people have the brains that are working at that rate and at that capacity to be able to function and understand those type of calculations and that type of comprehension right away. Most people quit learning at age 25. I literally didn't start really learning and want to learn until age 25. I didn't care about my education before. I just literally thought I was going to die, when I was a young kid. And to be honest, that's all I thought. I was going to die when I was like 15, 16, blah, blah, blah. My whole life, I always thought I'm going to die every year. 16 is I'm going to die when I'm 17. When I'm 17, I'm going to die when I'm 18. But you know what it was? Like I just have good projection of the future. And what it was is I foreshadowed the wrong brother. I foreshadowed the wrong person. I'm good at um, picking out things that are going to occur in the future, but I'm not always certain on who they're going to happen to. And when it comes to my family, I'm good at, having a rough idea of or what's going to occur, whether, um, a situation is going to occur or whatever it may be, or death or an accident or something. But the thing is that sometimes I pick the wrong sibling, or the wrong year or whatever, and it really fucks with me, and it really messes with me. Like I thought my whole life I was gonna die young, right? And I really, really adamantly felt that way. What happened was my little brother Jacob passed away, and it's like, that just threw me through a loop, because I was the one, you know what I mean? I was the one that was like sick as a child. I had arthritis. Like I felt like I was gonna die anyways. It's like he died. Like fuck. Like my whole world's just been changed. You know what I mean? And like the one time for instance, I called my little brother Chance, and I said, "Hey, you need to get out of my car." Me and him switched cars. I was going to Chicago in his truck to grab some tires for another one of my vehicles. And on my way there, I called him, and I had a bad feeling. I knew that there was going to be an accident. And I called him, and I'm like, "You need to get out of my car right now. You're going to be in an accident." And 5 minutes later, I got in a car accident. So it's one of those things, yeah, I have very good projections of the future, but I don't always know for sure which brother it's going to be, or exactly what year or nothing. I'm not saying that I can know the future by no means, but I have a rough idea. I can foreshadow things based on particular events and particular situations. And that's just an example of two things that, I pretty much foreshadowed that literally almost came true, but they didn't happen to me or exactly how I foreshadowed them to occur. And that could happen with this too. I could foreshadow myself doing seminars and all that stuff later on, and I could be halted tomorrow. I could die at midnight. So, that's why I make these videos, because just in case something does happen, say, an irate person gets jealous and they kill me, or the police or the government or whatever, they kill me. Even if they did, it's going to be unfortunate. It's going to suck, for my family and for my son especially. But the thing is the message has already been presented. They cannot stop everything that I've done. I've already done something that nobody else has been able to do, and that's put this information on the internet and be able to program it into like a course. So I've already made over 200 videos on the channel Infinite Hustle on YouTube. Check that out. There's a lot of deep messages hidden, and you're not going to get them all right away. But if you watch all 200 videos at least twice, you will understand at least 5 extra ways to earn income. If you want to be a millionaire, the average millionaire has at least 7 sources of revenue coming in. So that's a good way for you to start. If you're trying to make a little bit more money, don't think about making more money. Think about being more successful and happy. But if you want to make more money, like if you want the paper, you want the green, go to the channel and listen to what I say. There's jobs about, or ideas for jobs and creations of jobs and businesses that are very easy to start up, and anybody can do it. So I've left that for you already. And like I said, I've been planning this for a couple years now. So I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. So that's why I can talk about it as fast and as freely as I can, because I know what I'm talking about, and it's like I can only tell somebody how to be something that I already am. You know what I mean? I can't tell somebody how to be a doctor, because I got no idea about that stuff. But I can tell somebody how to be a multi-billionaire, because I've been a multi-billionaire. I can tell somebody how to be a millionaire in a year. I can tell someone how to create any amount of wealth. I can tell somebody how to establish loopholes for their family to where every single person in their family will have money for the rest of their life, but by giving them cash. I can, you know, sell hundreds of tons of drugs a week and not get in trouble because I know how to avoid the system. Like, I'm very, very smart when it comes to that stuff, and it comes to money. I can have $100 trillion and not have a dollar in my pocket or even in my state sometimes. And it's just the way that I do things, and it's the way that I manipulate and move ahead of everybody else. I'm working in the future because I know that the outlook of what's going on so far is not good. I don't want to see any more people die than is already gonna. War is inevitable. War is everlasting. The purpose of war is profit, and the war that's going on overseas is not going to end because war is making too much money for too many wealthy families. And that's what this started out as. This was an attack for me to go against those people and kill them and take all their money and give it to you guys. But now I want you to kill them. I want them to kill themselves by realizing that all we had to do was educate ourselves a little more thoroughly, and we could just be handed our money rather than have to physically take it from them. If we try to physically take it from them, then the government or somebody's going to try to stop us. JFK, Tupac, Muammar Gaddafi, Abraham Lincoln was all stopped during this process. I'm not going to be stopped because I'm thinking ahead and I'm doing the inevitable, and I'm expecting that they're out to kill me already. I've been expecting that they're out to kill me for years. So I've been planning ahead like I'm already going to die tomorrow or I'm going to die in 5 minutes because I'm not thinking like that. I want to live till I'm 100. But if they do, there's always that what if. If they do get me, did I fulfill the obligation? Did I complete the goal? Did I adhere the task at hand? That's what I'm about. I'm not about death. I'm not about suicide. I'm not about getting caught up. But I am about changing people's lives and making sure that I do what I have to do before my time is up. And I feel like just making this video alone, if the right person hears this video, they can make millions of dollars. They could change their entire life. They could be happy, healthy, wealthy, and they could literally change the path of their life and their entire family's life, their entire city's life, their entire state's life, if they do it right. Social media is our advantage. There's 4.5 billion people that use smartphones, and there's probably 2.5 billion people on YouTube alone. YouTube is the master class of the world. That is where the most influential and best speakers are ever going to be, because it's a free platform and they can jump on there and practice their abilities. So you need to realize that YouTube is where it's at. YouTube is not going to go nowhere. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the entire world. Google is the first. So I'm working for essentially the largest and the second largest search engines in the world, right? And I also work for the largest or the richest person that's technically alive already. Like, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world because he owns Amazon. But I've been working for Amazon for years, so technically I work for Jeff Bezos. It's all about perspective, right? You know what I mean? So the richest man alive that you know of is my boss. You know what I mean? Or he's one of my bosses. But realistically, I'm my own boss. But if see, it's all about perspective. If you think about it like that, it's kind of neat to say. At one point in time, I was pretty accomplished when I was doing stuff for people who had $1 million. Now it's like they got 100 billion, and it's like, it's not even all that great. Like, Jeff Bezos made $400 billion in 165 days, and I'm like, shit, I'm trying to make fucking 400 trillion in 2 days. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you did something pretty great with that 400 billion in 165 days, but I've already beat you, bro, and I'm only 29 years old. So if I can make it to 50, I'm gonna have hundreds of Googleplexian dollars, and that's real money. So I'm gonna end it on that. And Googleplexian is 100 zeros, so I'll have 100 zeros, and that'll be cash.